Check one, two. Hello. Yep, I am getting absolutely zero errors now, which makes me
Okay.
feel silly. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, oof. That's on me. I had left a couple of streams running behind a bunch of other windows, and gee, I wonder what was taking up all of my internet.
Uh, so it goes. So
Hmm,
it goes. No
that's on me.
worries.
Here I was just trying to support friends, that's how it goes. Hopefully people are going to come back. Um,
Yeah. I think because it's a new stream, they'll probably. Oh well, let me. At least we'll let the fam know. I'll let the fam know. Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so let's jump back into. Oh no! Okay, it wants to start an ad because we've restarted the stream. So I apologize for that, everybody. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna treat this like a test to see if like the thing does the thing, how we're planning for
Mm-hmm.
the thing to do the
Mm-hmm.
thing, um, and we'll go from there at that point. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead and run it. But yeah, it feels better than it did before. I'm not getting an immediate encoding error. Not
Yeah.
seeing any
Yeah.
dropped
No, looking at the
frames.
stream, it's looking much smoother this side. So that's good. That's good.
So, yep, it turns out, in fact, the fool is me. So, yeah, we'll be back, I guess, again in a couple of minutes. BRB. Okay, so we are back. Let's see if we can bring up the game
Hey.
again. There we are. No further technical issues, so it was entirely me. This was a pebcac error. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. Um,
But
here we
hey,
go.
so it goes. You do need to re-screen share with me, please,
Oh, I do,
darling.
don't I? I do. Let's go ahead and start that back up, and then we'll
And thank you for hanging with us. Hello, Captain Comic Geek.
stream failed.
How you doing, darling?
Ooh, I don't like that. Hold on, stream failed to start.
Hmm? Oh, there
Maybe.
we go.
There we go.
I see her.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. Let's go back into the game, why don't we? Alrighty. Routing type, I see.
Hmm. Uh,
What are you thinking about, Fable?
just dreams.
Yours or someone else's?
Mine. Other people seem to have the courage to follow theirs. Oh, why can't I be like that?
Well, isn't that up to you?
Oh, I wish it was. My brother says my dreams are a fool's errand, that I'm running away from where I belong. We are rangers, Fable. We belong to the woods. Well, that answers my question as to what class I am. We
Hmm.
belong to the woods, like the stream that ripples down the mountain. Or birds in the trees. We keep the balance. It's what we're meant to do. So annoying.
Yeah, I hear you, Weather. I'm bad about not closing tabs. But anyway, game stuff. And is that what you want to do, Fable?
Yes. No, not really. I want to experience things outside the safe borders of the forest. I want to live a life so full of adventure, boredom will feel like bliss. I want to be brave and strong. Weather is reading you in the quote
I mean,
retweets.
listen. I would say
I
at me,
want
but you
to.
kind of did.
I want to sing songs about my adventures that make other people yearn for that same freedom. Of course, I could never leave the Ashen Grove behind forever. It's my home. But there's nothing wrong with going away from time to time, right? I mean, my brother looks after the grove, as well as my sisters. I think he'd be fine without me.
Now, okay, phrasing wise here, does the brother and the sisters look after the grove, or does the brother look primarily after the sisters?
I think this is increasingly sounding like a both situation. But
Hmm,
yeah, if you got an entire well, we don't know how large the grove is, right?
that's very true.
If we're talking 100 acre wood, Winnie the Pooh energy, then yeah, okay. You need the entire family to like
Hmm.
have their own
Hmm.
patches. But if it's just, it's the local, if it's Central Park, you only need a groundskeeper plus like assistants.
Hmm.
You can go on a sabbatical, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, then you should do what your heart desires.
Let's stop aching then.
That
Oh, she's
might
tearing
be
up.
angina. Like, you might want to talk to a doctor about that one. I mean, I think so, yes.
What if it's wrong to leave, though? What if destiny never meant for me to leave?
Well, I mean, what if it did, though?
That would be a dream come true.
Be your own genie, Fable. Your adventures start with you.
Thank you, Innkeeper. You really are the most exciting part of my day.
Aww.
He just backflips out of there.
Time has progressed.
Okay.
Hmm.
What kind of voice do we do here? We're taking it low, and there's a little bit of growl, but how breath here, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. This should be fine. We'll experiment as we go. Hmm.
I don't know. Breathy feels like this feels like think of having just a large mouth, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Open your jaw up as you speak. I don't know. Like this is maybe even getting into like some vocal stuff, but like
Yes.
it's I'm trying to imagine like if you were a werewolf or a lupine of some sort. I feel like
Mm.
there's a lot of jaw openness that comes with
Uh-huh.
having that style of face.
Sure. Let's go with that. Maybe it's a bit more dental, a bit bitey in terms of her
Yeah,
delivery
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
She seems military, at least.
Oh, at the very least, like we've
Mm.
got a sword, we've got fancy garb going on. I love the cape.
Mm.
Greetings, traveler. How may I help you?
You own this establishment in Keep?
Well, last time I checked.
Hmm. Hmm.
With whom do I have the pleasure?
The name's Kerlin. You can call me Care or Lin. Couldn't care less.
Nice to meet you, Care Lynn. What can I do for you? Perhaps something to drink?
You do the thing with the quests, right?
Well, so they say. Do you want one? You can have a look at my notice board.
Ugh. No. No quest for me, but I may have one for you, or your notice board.
Tell me more.
Heard of a werewolf make okay. Change in delivery. More casual if you're dropping your ends, like dropping your G's like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Heard of a werewolf making trouble up in Tergren, terrorizing farmers, tearing sheep apart. The whole program.
Ooh. A werewolf? That's news to me.
Listen, me too. Didn't see one in almost a decade, and I was far south in Erevan. Erevan? Sure. I'm wondering if it's the same one. Just moving up, like a nomad.
I thought the werewolf hype died along with that one romance novel. Turns and looks directly at
Okay.
camera.
Oh, you mean the. Okay, alright. I
Mm-hmm,
was like, but surely that was about vampires, not. And then I remembered that there
mm-hmm.
were many books in that series. Um, so, hold on. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. Coffee Talk had a similar kind of situation
Mm-hmm.
where it was like, this is a so it works. I'm sorry. This was a minor bugbear about Coffee Talk for me. Um, Valhalla, because it's set in the future, but is kind of aware that it is very much a pop culture contemporary setting.
Sure.
Like it's set now. It's in this world that it exists in, or at least mine. But Coffee Talk is very much an alternate universe, right? But it
Mm-hmm.
still kind of does very pop culture tropes, like, oh, the thing we're referencing. It's like that works less in a world that is not supposed to be the one we're in. But even that is a modern setting that's like current day parallel universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is not either of those.
I think it kind of works for me because people have been writing romance novels forever and a day. In fact, some of the Canterbury Tales are technically they could qualify as romance stories. In very
For
much the
sure,
kind
for
of
sure.
bodice ripper sort of style. So, and
But
especially I don't know if you're in a world where vampires and werewolves exist already anyway, you know,
mm,
is it more unbelievable to write about that than it would be to write about, pounded in the butt by my own concept of what being a cowboy means or whatever,
I guess it's
like,
more the like this beat would still work with a parallel rather than literally the same one that exists in our world, if that makes sense.
fair, 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 fair. Uh,
The reference to a real world thing, like the elf being like talking about being salty, is
mhm.
like, okay. But I think this is a step too far for me. But it's fine. It's fine. It's just a fictional writing detail that I feel some type of way about.
Fair enough, fair enough.
You mean the one with the vampires?
I think so.
No, that just splits society into two camps. Team werewolf or team vampire?
Hmm.
Which one are you, Inky?
Oh my.
Your life depends on it, by the way.
Clearly. Oh, goodness gracious. See, I have a feeling, I have certain feelings about that book series in and of itself, so I can't rightfully say that I'm either team. Because I
I
know,
reject the premise of this question.
right. um, I'm gonna go with Team Werewolf because she big, and while you know, maybe being pinned down wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily.
A counterpoint, if you go team werewolf and then she's like, oh, so you're into beastmen like that, huh? Beastman
Mm,
fetishist, are you? Disgusting, and she leaves.
Ooh, good point.
Because that's more of a problem in this setting, right? It's
Also,
one thing.
okay, how weird of a niche thing would it be to not be into beast folk, but yes, be into werefolk?
Oh,
Because that implies a completely different thing. You know what I
Oh, so you're
mean?
into it if they can turn back, huh?
Yeah, right?
Huh?
Or is it the transformative
Messy.
value? Oh, yeah.
But sure, let's explore, because I think that will immediately come up considering her character design.
Yeah. Like, I already had questions. Oh, ma'am, the tongue was not...
Is it the fur? Or the pecs?
You're seeing this, right?
Oh, yeah.
If Mix It Up was going right now, I would be punching that oh no horny button.
Slamming it, yeah.
Neither. Questionable experiences with the other camp more so.
I'm itching to ask for details.
Don't. How about you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That is
I'm
why.
feeling I need to be a bit more on mic for this character now.
I mean, yes, that's why I asked. Thank you, game, for responding.
My God. Keep guessing.
Has anyone ever told you that you could pass as a werewolf?
Don't just look at people and say that. You can't ask people if they're werewolves. That is, again, real talk. When I meet people in real life and they see that I am roughly 2,000 pixels tall, and they go, oh my gosh, do you play basketball? And all I say now, because it happens enough, is to go, yes, I am tall and black. Thank you for noticing. Because it's, why would you say...
Right, why would you open with that? Like, there was, goodness gracious, I think it was 2064 read-only memories, or I may have that backwards, but, like, there was a moment in that game that also made me put that down. Because, like, the main character... I was basically forced into asking a thing, weirdly in a similar situation, but a cat girl at the same time.
Who's a lawyer and immediately gets her hackles up at you about for the microaggression. I'm like, I had no choice.
So. Like, I, as the player, did not... Although, in this case, I did choose the werewolf option, so at least...
We wanted to know as an external... I also agree that there's a writing misstep with read-only memories. They do that specifically so it can be you make the effort to kind of get to understand her circumstance, and maybe that beat doesn't work if you kind of go in not microaggressing her. Strange. Anyway, hi Blastflight. Hello.
Hey there, Blasty. But yes. Yeah, no, it's okay. In this case, I did make that choice actively, and I've been hoisted by my own petard here. So, yep.
Oh, and thank you for the subscription.
Hello. Ooh, thank you.
Yes, all the time, at least twice a day. Only downside of looking like a wolf is getting mistaken for one.
I see. Is that why you don't want to take care of the werewolf yourself?
Yes. No. I'm afraid he might look a little too much like Uncle Dragon. Would feel bad slaying that fella. You know, hunchback, hairy, crooked teeth.
Hmm.
Is that a werewolf or just Uncle Draken? Can't tell. Same felt befell Olga.
I feel like I'm getting more and more Slavic off of her. Yee, thank you.
Yes, I can do roughly that and take it down a register. Same felt befell Aunt Olga.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, that hag had it coming.
I've been rewatching Babylon 5 and just I hear that in Eve Nova's voice as well. Just like, oh no, she had it coming.
Never fall behind your grooming schedule before you know it, the next wannabe Van Helsing will strike you down with a silver arrow.
I mean, did the Van Helsings also hunt werewolves?
Don't know. Don't care enough to check. Either way, that's 7 werewolves, yeah? I'm more referencing, like, we were talking about Midnight Suns off mic. Magic and the way that her voice actor, I'm just referencing that, to be honest.
Being fair? Fair? Right. Anything else that might help others get done with it rather swiftly?
Fetch.
I don't think that ever caught... Oh, wait, you meant... Well, wait, pardon me?
Should they get into a dangerous situation, they'll just have to start playing fetch.
That actually works?
No. Not any dog, trust me.
Good to know, Carolyn.
Surely, it's not that hard. Either Carolyn, Care, or Lynn.
Oh, look at the little ears.
I think we need to be a bit more formal. That initial misstep of getting a bit too going a bit too fast on being friendly flirty is clearly not the move. Boundaries fully established.
Yeah, I'll go with formal. Alright, Chief. Oh, that's you. Okay.
Alright, Chief. You got a name, or is it just Inkeep?
Well, just Innkeep for now.
Playing hard to get, I see.
Okay, real mixed messages here.
What can I say? I'm hot and cold.
Yeah, fair.
Well,
fair.
Inkeep, before I venture on, you've got a drink for me?
Oh, of course. What would you like?
I'll take something powerful. Something with a whole lot of strength.
Now, is it just me, or did her scar blush as well?
I guess it would.
Like,
I guess it would.
It would, and if that was actually something that happened, because she's got the blushy marks over here, and I think it would be really cool if they also blushed her scar. It'd be like a nice little detail.
And don't you dare give me any of that watered-down muck instead.
I don't think we even have water in this bar.
This is true. None of these are on the rocks. I guess it's a Southern Brawler?
Yeah, that does sound about right.
The Southern Brawler is the perfect combination of offense and defense. I guess, dominated by the piquant aroma of Ignis. The drink is served fiery hot or ice cold, depending on the kind of fight you're looking for.
So, do we also get a heat mechanic? Ooh. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then just...
The Sushon of charisma and a dash of defense.
There we go. Yep, Southern Brawler. Thank you, Andy. I like that the drink kind of like swoops away from the thing as it goes. A drink with 0 water, as requested. I feel like that would be physically dangerous to have like anything that can be
undiluted charisma to go chug.
Like anything that just it's like when somebody says, "Oh, my food is super organic." I'm like, "Okay, so it's made of pure carbon?" Are you sure about that?
Hey, some people like chewing on activated charcoal, but that's
You
not good
know,
for you.
no.
Not bad. Just what I was craving. Thanks.
Where will you head from here?
Ups back west, through the Ashen Grove. Got some business to take care of.
Mm. What kind of business?
Personal business. Charisma shot. Charisma shots are absolutely jello shots, by the
Mm-hmm.
by.
Mm-hmm. 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 And kind of coming back to the discussion we were having before, those would absolutely be the kind of shots that some minor caster would be doing illusions on all night to make them look like little tiny slimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They're not actually. I'm just making them wiggle. It's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Mm-hmm. Care to elaborate?
No. Ah, yeah. But you won't stop asking until I do, will ya?
I mean, no, that's kind of my job.
My cousin claims our crops are being stolen by undead snails.
That sounds horrifying.
The flail snail, if you will. Obviously, I'm pretty sure she's hallucinating.
That also does sound more likely.
Hmm. But I did hear some folks complaining about undead uptick in the west, so might as well humor her.
And make sure she hasn't turned into an undead snail herself?
Something like that. Yeah. It's odd, ain't it? Resurrecting the dead.
I mean, it's certainly unconventional.
I mean, how else will I get Scarlet Witch back?
Mm.
That's one way to put it. I think there's not much use digging up the past. Just going to open wounds you stapled shut.
Hmm.
Or eat your face.
The past haunts everyone willing to listen.
Would you mind talking like a normal person? I ain't exactly up for philosophizing.
Well, I mean, you started this conversation.
And I'm ending it.
Rumors for me or need aid, don't shy away from coming back.
I'm more of a lone wolf, don't do groups. But sure, for more work I'll be back.
I'll be waiting.
Speaking of rumors, you know how to turn them into proper quests, right? Because we got a bunch of rumors across today, so
Mm-hmm.
don't want them to go to waste.
I could use some help.
Fine, I guess I've got a few minutes. Let me see your setup.
I also keep them written down in my journal so I don't forget.
Smart.
Think the best.
Think of the.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
No, that is you. Oh.
I think the best next step would be sorting out the matching snippets on your quest page. Now, there's 3 slots, so you have to kind of like find the 3 that are talking about the same topic. This feels very. I don't know what specific age group it's for, but when you like in school, you read a passage of text, and then it asks you 3 questions, like a reading comprehension exercise.
Yeah. It's funny how so many quests in fantasy stuff especially, but tabletop stuff in general comes back to, well, puzzles for 5-year-olds. It's always the same.
Just drag them over and make sure they're all for the same quest. Otherwise you'll end up confusing adventurers. Now, do you care about the order? Because that might be more complicated. Once you're done, select that quill of yours and it'll be written up. Got it?
Got it. Thank you for your help,
Thank you for your... Oh, no, that's me doing it. My bad.
Thank you for your help, Carolyn.
Yes, thank me. Put it on my tab.
Well, that's not how that... No.
And she's gone.
Well, good night to you, too. Alright then, let's assemble this quest.
A Vukakin. I see. Like Vulpine,
Mhm.
sure. But then that would be fox-like. It's fine. Doesn't matter. The werewolf is roaming. The werewolf previously.
Okay, so this is a separate thing. This is also its own separate thing.
Hmm.
So
We've been lowballed by being given a. Oh, so yeah. They probably don't have to be in an order, just as long as they all map.
secret weakness is playing fetch. I mean, you can certainly switch them around a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense to me in terms of
Yeah.
being persnickety about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no way of knowing without intentionally
Right? So
failing.
you'd rather not take the risk unless it's
Yeah.
like, gotcha. You used a semicolon when you should have used an M dash. Fail.
Had that discussion with an editor before, and just wait. A werewolf
Okay.
on detours. A reticent Vukakin passed by the Wayfarer's Inn, reporting a werewolf making their way up from Trigerin, or to Trigerin from Erove. They pose a potential threat to both helpless sheep and the villagers. Apparently, werewolves love paying fetch. Are you brave enough to take on this quest and save Trigerin in this werewolf mayhem? Signed, Innkeep.
Mayhem. Not who to report to or the reward.
I think it's just kind of generally understood that you shall be rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I don't know, man. If I was in an environment where I had to go on adventures on the reg, I want to know what I'm getting.
Yeah, valid. I mean, this is the value of adventurers unions.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Standardizing. I want to be paid hours. It's basically freelance contracting.
Alright, so Act 1, The Wayfarer's Inn. Chapter 2, Prelude to Bravery, 58th of the Wake. Meet.
Ah, she back.
Oh, and she took the quest.
Hmm.
What do you have there, Fable?
I found this on your notice board. It says a werewolf is terrorizing Tagarin.
Oh, sweetie. It is indeed.
Oh, no. Have you sent anyone after it yet? Maybe the hooded guy from yesterday.
Well, not yet.
What kind of hero are you, looking for?
One who knows their way around difficult terrain. Woods, even. Preferably one who is good with a bow.
You know, it's a decent amount of silver.
One who tells me they want the quest.
One who likes lime green berets, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
We tried to do very targeted SEO for our questing.
Yeah.
I am good with a bow.
Yes, Fable.
And I know my way around any woods.
I know, Fable.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And,
And
maybe I want the quest, please?
just maybe.
No, not just maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Since yesterday, all I've been able to think about is you telling me to follow my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then I step into your tavern and the quest just practically jumps out at me and I think, hey, that's a start for an adventure. It's near a forest, you know forests. You live in a forest. And werewolves are basically just normal wolves, but are slightly scarier because they're also human. And you've talked to humans before. And you've got silver arrows for your birthday last year, and they're just collecting dust in your room.
Hmm.
And
And
I thought I could ask you if anyone had taken it yet.
And then...
Oh my god. Good god, get a grip, girl. I didn't think that far ahead.
I see.
Or rather, I did, but then I thought, what if I take the quest? And then I'd have to go on the quest.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to fight the werewolf. Or talk to the werewolf. Which is worse. By the way, that's worse.
I love that that's worse.
Because what if the werewolf doesn't like me? And what if when I try to shoot it with my silver arrow, they take that as a poor sign that I'm not interested? And I miss and shoot a tree instead? And then the tree would be mad at me, and I can tell because they're all up in my DMs. It wouldn't really matter because I'd be dead because of the werewolf.
I mean, that took a quick turn.
And elf guts just aren't very attractive at all, you understand, and nobody would be interested in me then, so...
I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about wearing your heart on your sleeve, so maybe that's something you could pursue, or no?
Maybe I should put the quest back and, go and fetch 5 rat pelts or something.
Fable?
Yes?
Do you want me to tell you to take the quest?
Maybe.
Bottom!
I mean, that you'll come back alive if you're like, I don't know if I could do this quest, actually.
Well, like, here's the
My
thing.
life might be on the line.
I can see that to a certain extent, but also she's got some major confidence issues.
True.
And
True.
I don't know, maybe, pushing to do something a little bit outside the comfort zone isn't a bad idea in that case.
Yeah, this is not... There are other visual novels in this kind of energy out there where you could tell somebody, be like, go on, you need to take your first step, go on the quest, and the next day it's like they died. And you're like, I made them do that, oh no. But this game seems gentler than that, just a hair. Maybe you could tell me to take the quest, please?
Before we move on, I do need to point out the fact that, like, hey, this candelabra is straight up a bottle of poison.
Non-flammable, clearly.
I mean, I can't make this decision for you.
Neither can I. That's kind of the problem. Whenever I make a difficult decision, it's like I freeze in place. I have played D&D with people like that.
Alright, I'm going to prep you a special drink. It's called Zoloft.
And suddenly I'm unable to move until someone makes the decision for me. I've played Dungeons and Dragons with people like that. Like a slime. Like a frozen slime that can't move.
I mean, you could move a frozen slime. You can just slide him along the ground.
It would keep going in one direction until it hits an enemy or a wall.
I've met slimes less anxious than you. Okay, again with the savageness.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Like Jill, the chain-smoking tiny lesbian that she is, makes sense that she's faintly mean, and most of the people they're going to a dive bar, so they're expecting snark. This seems a little too nice, tentacle-potted plant aside, to be a dive bar.
That's fair enough, fair enough.
But maybe it is. We don't know what a fancy bar looks like in this setting, right?
I mean, also fair. Like, again, like we have an entire shelf of poisons going on back here. Because we got that jar right there. We got millipedes and beetles pickling.
So maybe this is a much more kind of like off-brand establishment. This is not a chain.
Oh my goodness, bits! I don't. Thank you, Blasty. Aw. Unfortunately, the cool like nonsense that should be going on when that sort of thing happens. But thank you very much.
We've been wiggling with tech today, but thank you very much for your kindness and generosity. You've met slimes before. Were they good conversationalists?
My tavern is open to everyone. See, that I appreciate.
Oh, right. What is slimes drink?
Anything without salt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say they're not gonna be into margaritas, huh?
No.
Uh, w-
Water, more slime, bones. How do you drink a bone? I need to know for
Bone
research
marrow is a
purposes.
thing. Like a marrow broth is absolutely a thing.
Okay, okay, fair, fair. Maybe I'm thinking too literal.
I guess, if I was going to a cocktail bar, usually the savories are not the thing on offer,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm. Oh, well, there we go.
sell bones?
Only to slimes.
From what creature?
Oh no!
Well, maybe you'll add my bones to your menu soon. You'll just have to pick them up from the forest floor.
I think I'd have a hard time convincing a werewolf to give up 3 bones.
That's a microaggression.
Yeah. Also, Blasty, powdered bone shots, if you mix it right, they would absolutely leave you plastered. But it's...
Mm-hmm.
Anywho. Ooh, even she was not a fan of that one. Why are you so anxious, Fable?
In general?
I think answering that would take up more time than we have to spare. About taking the quest. It seems to me that you want to take it, but you're trying to talk yourself out of it instead.
Oh, well, I do want to go on that quest. Werewolves may not be the best muses. It would make a good start for a song, right? The prelude of an epic fable, the protector of the woods, the world, the worms.
Worms?
Oh yes, the worms. They seem like they need protecting.
I mean, yeah, okay, fair.
And sometimes even the Wyrms. But
Hmm.
every time I think about embarking on the quest, and I start to think more deeply about what might happen, all my bones start to shake and I feel dizzy.
Okay, I have a paper bag here. Just breathe into the paper bag.
You can't solo this quest, gal.
Is there something?
Please take a tank with you.
Yeah. Okay. Is there something making you feel like you might fail?
Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf, like any tank will do.
Mhm.
A paladin, like a gunbreaker, it's fine.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. Might meet a lovely
what
half
is
gal.
the worst tank, like, mien wise?
Oh goodness.
Because I think in my limited time playing, there is a certain energy of like, I mean, I played Archer into
Mhm.
Bard,
Mhm.
but like, Bards are some of the meanest white gays of the Final Fantasy 14 classes. Like, oh my god.
I feel like Marauder would do poorly here, if only because they would almost intentionally get bitten.
Mm,
Whereas Paladin would just be like, "Oh, I'll just break out my silver armor," and just be like,
mhm,
"Aha!"
mhm. I'm now obsessed with the idea of bards as circuit gays, all in like the crop tops at 6 a.m. at the Black Eagle, but like.
All right. Yeah, okay. Oh, it looks like we've got another ad starting in about 40 seconds, so we will reconvene on this in a little
Ooh,
bit.
time for a stretch.
Yeah, time for a stretch. Let's all go.
Marvelous. See you all in a bit.
And we're out. Okay.
Mm.
We are back. I'm seeing a couple of encoding errors over here as well again. So I may or may
Mm.
not have actually fully solved the problem we were facing earlier, but I think it's a little more manageable now at the very least. So,
Behaving itself, but we're
yeah.
keeping an eye. OBS may yet be put into
Mm-hmm.
tension.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This may just be the actual like indication to me that hey, you actually need to update your version, bitch. Um,
Hmm.
but
But anyway, being overly concerned about werewolves that we haven't even met yet.
mm-hmm. They could be nice, wonderful people.
Aside from the bloodthirsty werewolf, I mean, it feels like I don't know. Most of the time in fiction where werewolves are a thing,
Mm-hmm.
even if they are wilder when transformed, they usually don't. They're usually not a fan of that occurring to them, right? They might need to
True.
be saved more than slain.
True. 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 I, you know, it. I kind of want the werewolf to actually be like a shepherd breed, if that makes
Mm.
sense. So not actually a danger to the sheep, more of
Hmm.
just an inconvenience because like where are all of my sheep? Why are all of my sheep standing in a circle 20 feet to the left of their pen? What
Hmm.
is going on here? You know?
They're being chased in very like beautiful concentric circles, but I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather it not happen.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what it's thirsty for. It might prefer orange juice.
It might. Um, well, heroes of history, right? Great feats they can look back on to prove their bravery. Um, Inspirational adventures that remind them of the light and the dark.
Mm-hmm.
I have the opposite of that. Great mistakes and epic regrets. Like the Morgan incident.
What?
My first I have a called shot. A friend transitioned and accidentally used the wrong name. Uh
Ooh.
well, my first encounter with the Amaranthine Hydra.
This is the second, maybe third time she's mentioned the Amaranthine Hydra.
It seems to be in her neck of the woods, quite literally, so
Mm-hmm.
well, the reason why nobody wants to spend time with me.
Aww. Okay, so now we have a choice.
Yeah, which one do you want to drill into?
Hmm. Well, let's just go in order. We'll go with the Mary Morgan incident.
Oh, okay. So, that hyphen is intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way it was like, you know how sometimes
Yeah.
text boxes will pause?
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was correcting herself. But it seems not, because she. Okay.
Yeah, did it again.
Yes, the Mary Morgan incident. Did you hear about that? Thank God a word didn't get around. It was my very first adventure. The chance to finally escape from the daily grind.
What happened?
An adventuring party was on their way, passing through the Ashen Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And due to the Sylvan spirits, it gets fairly foggy at night.
Uh-oh.
And the fog bears great danger to anyone who isn't acquainted with the spirits who call it home.
Uh-oh. Did they get brigadooned?
So they wanted guidance from a local ranger. A merchant up in Tegarin recommended me. I agreed to help, of course. My first adventure. Yay! I was so excited, but also very, very nervous. So, of course, it had to go wrong. It was the nerves.
These are eyes that have seen things.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you so nervous?
New people. Seasoned adventurers, one stronger than the next. All in shining armor, armed to the teeth. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
leave a good impression, but my bad luck got in the way.
Oh, how did... Well, okay. How exactly did it go wrong? There's the
They,
tentacle have... Ugh.
I felt their condescending glares on my back as I walked them through the woods. Of course, I don't know whether they actually glared,
Mm-hmm.
but my fear got a hold of me and I led them astray. must have blacked out. I've never got lost in the woods before. But this time I did. I couldn't see well. There was blood rushing in my ears and I felt dizzy. So, for some stupid reason, I led them along a path no one should ever take.
Oh no.
Past the riverbanks of Shivermere, home to the Mary Morgan. You know of the Mary Morgan, yes? The wrathful spirit that's known to drown men? Ah, I think I know what's happening here. The text parsing engine is automatically putting a pause because there's a hyphen there.
Yeah, I
For
think you're right.
when in regular conversation that pause would be required. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So it's not tracking the difference between a dash and an M dash.
Not sure if she really differentiates between genders, though. For some stupid reason, I read them right into her arms. Got scared, and in the end, they had to save me. They fought the creature, and we finally found a way out when dawn broke. And the fog ebbed away. I couldn't look at them for the rest of the journey. And I silently bid my farewells when we reached the other side of the Ashen Grove. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm sure I'm still the laughingstock of every one of their gatherings.
You know, I really hope we meet those adventurers at some point and they actually have a really favorable opinion of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be nice.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a good dovetailing of the story. How am I ever supposed to set foot in the adventuring world again? To be fair, it could have been worse. I could have died. I could have read them right in the arms of the wyvern chimera that resides in the Quag mangrove. They say it has a taste for adventurers.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
Let's
Yeah, we got all of them. Well, just a day after it arrived, just a day after it arrived to guard the portal to the Dream Plane Avalon, I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some homemade biscuits. But it was allergic to almonds.
Okay, legitimate question. What happens if one head of a Hydra chokes on a true dry biscuit?
I guess the other heads, I assume that it's like the kind of Hydra where they have, giraffe-like necks. It's long enough to get some coil in there. They have to maybe work together to do like a Heimlich maneuver kind of situation.
Like, it's one of those things that, like, I don't know, it calls into question a lot of the biology here because, like, most of a big part of the reason why choking is dangerous is because you can't breathe, right? But if you have multiple heads that can do the breathing for you, like if there's only one set of lungs, then like it's just an inconvenience at that point.
It's just painful, sure.
Right? Yeah, you're just like stuck there going, I have something in my throat.
I wanted to be polite and neighborly, so I brought it some homemade biscuits. I burned them a little in the oven. I thought since it has fire breath, it wouldn't mind. So I approached the Amaranthian Hydra. And I have this whole speech prepared about how I'm looking forward to having it around. And how its green scales match my hat. Oh, it's a very pale Hydra. But it was so tall and intimidating, I forgot all about what I wanted to say. So I just set down the biscuits and smiled awkwardly. It looked at my biscuits and then at me, and it said, "By the rivers of the stars stands a man who reads the firmament's past." Her eyes rolling back into her head as she recalls this. "Some things are as sturdy as the gilded ice."
So it was saying your biscuits were too dry and brittle.
"Some things as changing as Leviathan's sea." Oh, we know all about that. "And chimeras hate mice. All hydras love tea."
Okay, like, it does sound like it was being friendly in its own way, though. You brought it
Mm-hmm.
biscuits for tea. Like,
You just needed to come with the Lady Grey on top of that, and then you'd have been set.
mm-hmm.
Come with a Darjeeling. I thought to myself, wow, the Amaranthine Hydra has given me a riddle. A quest. Maybe this shall be my first adventure. But I couldn't figure out the answer, so I left. I tried to solve the riddle for 3 days.
This feels like one of those moments where, like, a Westerner is trying to figure out the hidden meaning in some, like, Shaolin monks thing, and the monk was just like, no, dude, I wanted to sweep there, please move.
Mm-hmm. I was too ashamed to step foot in front of it again, lest it know I was not worthy of its wisdom. But then I couldn't take it anymore, and I ran back, apologized, and begged it for the answer. Turns out that's just how it speaks.
Yep.
It wanted tea.
Yep. Did you get it some?
Yes.
Well, then you completed its quest.
3 days late.
Well, okay, but, that's you learn about new people.
It needed an antidote, it would have died. It would probably have been a bit more direct.
I mean, you would hope, right?
Poison blooms within my heart. Save me, please. I'm begging, forsooth.
Darmok Enchilad at Tanagra. This poison my throat. Ow. Wood-halves are about as useful as an antidote when you haven't been poisoned. They change nothing.
I suppose you have a point.
Okay, so why does no one want to spend time with you?
Because I'm unlucky. It's because you trauma dump. I'm sorry to say. I'm unlucky, and whenever good things happen, they're supposed to happen, I ruin them. No matter how easy things might be, nothing ever seems easy enough for me. Imagine there's one nail sticking out in the whole kingdom. Everyone would pass by it except for me. I'd get caught in it and rip my coat.
I've had that day. Did that happen once?
Once. It seems like life only follows the path that's the most embarrassing. Or dangerous. Or dangerously embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
The curse of ill luck follows me wherever I go, like an adventuring companion who secretly wants to kill you.
Du Hafukma? No? Okay, fair enough.
I mean, hanging out with an adventurer that obviously wants to kill you is an easier solve, I suppose.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
No one wants to. She just wants people to be direct with their intentions. Don't hold the knife behind your back. I'm not going to see it if you do that.
Valid. If you want to kill me, kill me to my face.
No one. Why do they have to call it backstabbing? I mean, no one wants to hang out with someone who naturally attracts bad things.
You're too harsh on yourself, Fable.
Am I? This last week I wanted to gather fresh flowers.
And did you?
The daffodils are blooming. They make for a nice bouquet,
Right.
Or hair accessories. They always calm my anxiety when I have them around.
Well, that's good.
Me being me, I confuse them with their evil twin, the weeping amaryllis.
Okay, I want to go look that up because, like, is that an actual flower?
An amaryllis is indeed a flower.
Okay, that did sound familiar, but, like, does it look anything
And they're
like
pretty,
a daffodil?
actually. Yeah, they are, I have a feeling it's one of those things where it's like, same flower, if the petal colors are different. Like daffodils are yellow
Mm,
and amaryllises look red slash orange.
okay, okay.
Now, guess what I spent the whole day afterwards doing?
Having an allergic reaction? Or weeping?
Like a baby. All day long. When I pluck them, they release their spores. Oh.
You just need some
What?
Zyrtec.
Why is that? No, I'm sorry, but why is this? Why is a flower producing spores? That's bad.
That
That's a
is,
bad thing that's occurring.
I hadn't caught on to that. Hmm. Are there any mushrooms that look like flowers?
Good question. I started
Hmm.
crying. I suddenly felt all the sadness of the world rush over me. Never been so heartbroken.
I'm so sorry. That sounds horrible, Fable.
It was. Between the tears and the sobs, I managed to make a tincture out of hogweed. It eased the pain, but the tears wouldn't stop until dawn.
Again, you
How
need some,
romantic.
you need some Zyrtec.
Some Loratadine
Hmm.
is my allergy allergy meds. Uh, I'm so silly sometimes.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with picking flowers.
There is if they're the wrong flowers.
Well,
And
okay,
really, these days, it's kind of generally advised if you're a forager to not pick flowers, only ones that have fallen, unless they're specifically an invasive species.
hmm.
But
And I mean, if somebody were like growing one of those weird poison gardens, you probably don't want to pick anything in there.
mm,
Um,
those are really cool.
they are really cool, but also don't touch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Imagine if I had offered them to the adventurers, or even worse, the Hydra. That would have been so embarrassing.
I don't think gifting others flowers to make them a little happier is embarrassing. And it would have made for a good story to laugh about together.
I don't think they would have laughed about it with me. Well, at me. I
Go for it.
just no. That was the thought. Just I can't. I
Mm-hmm.
can't with this lady.
Maybe they
I,
would laugh. Oh,
no, it's fine. I can save the thought until this conversation is over.
fair, fair. Maybe they would laugh with you if you choose not to run away. You seem to assign a cruel sense of humor to people that haven't actually shown such a thing yet. Not everyone thinks about you the way you think about yourself.
That would be nice. Innkeeper,
Yes.
do you like spending time with me?
I am contractually obligated to say yes.
Yeah, yeah. You can't pick that second option. There's like, oh, that's such an awful question to ask somebody.
Yeah, especially when they're at work. Like,
Uh huh.
uh,
Really?
of course. Seeing your face in my tavern brightens even the cloudiest of days because I know I'm going to be making some money.
Mm-hmm.
Please never stop coming around and paying for drinks.
I won't. You make me feel a lot less alone. Thank you. Oh, that's. I just serve you drinks. You can't.
It's one of those things where like, okay, yes, this girl clearly needs somebody to talk to and like work things through with. I don't know, maybe
We're not on a first name basis. Even you can't.
right. You know, that's because you're not alone. Not as long as my tavern and I are here.
You better not go anywhere. I'll kill you.
Not planning on it. I'm trapped here forever and ever as part of the demonic contract that keeps me. Anyway,
Still have those silver arrows for my birthday. They're in my drawer. I can get them now.
please release me from this contract. Anyhow, you seem to be very insecure. I think that's the biggest problem here.
But how can I not be when everything I touch falls apart?
You know that isn't true.
You're right. I'm a great gardener. Everything grows around me, but I seem to just get smaller. Except zucchinis. I can't figure out how to grow those. Uh, those are courgettes, sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
But that's in the same way that your eggplants are my aubergines.
Yes.
So, in a way, I'm like a courgette. I'm insecure because I don't know what I'm capable of. They ran out of budget on the voice actors and they had to go, like, the pickups are just in an entirely different room.
I like the idea of like that, or like it's dubbed with like a local person, so it's like not even the same voice actor.
I was genuinely having a conversation with somebody today about a childhood memory of playing Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego at somebody's house and then on a school computer. And the home version they had the original American voice actors for everybody. And then when I played it in school, apparently the official English release redubs everybody to be British.
Oh my goodness.
So weird.
Would be incredibly strange.
Because, like, you know, there's like a skateboarder character. There's like Lynn Thigpen as the chief, who is the most specifically kind of like police chief kind of character with a British accent that just does not work for her. So strange. I don't know what I'm capable of.
You'll have to find that out then.
Like, on a quest.
That does seem to
Be
be
the
where we're
werewolf for zucchini.
I mean, I could spin that into a whole other thing, but that's not even romance at that point.
That's why I said it.
For example, yes.
Don't you think I'm a little underleveled? Oh. It's that kind of isekai setting.
Yeah, we're very self-aware. I mean, do you think that will change by sitting around?
I guess not. Someone has to help those people, right? What if I don't and then no one else comes around? What if I'm the only chance they've got? What if I'm not? What if there's someone better? Well, we won't find out if you're hogging the quest to yourself, not on the board.
Best thing to do is try to help them.
Yeah.
So what if another adventure swings by and they're able to make the situation better? Isn't that a good thing?
And there is indeed an egg beater on the hat rack.
I've also just noticed that the hat rack looks like a wooden drake or wyvern of some sort wrapped around the thing. That's really cool. And there's that tentacle just flopping around again.
Just out there doing its thing.
Just, sir, clean yourself up. 4 hands are better than 2, and who knows, you might even end up forming a party.
Oh.
And besides, if it's a perfect hero they want, they'll be waiting forever.
I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I shouldn't decide to give up before I even try. After all, I am a very fast runner, so if I screw up, I can just run away real quick. It's exactly Blast Fight.
That is the spirit.
Okay. I, Fable, a great gardener and, future hero, charmer of nymphs, I'm going to embark on a quest and save the villagers. You can't speak to people who are paying you money to do a job. You have no riz. And I shall return victorious.
I mean, to be
Did
fair...
I do it right?
Yes. Good job. I leave the quest in your capable hands, brave adventurer. Would you like a drink to aid you on your journey?
Yes. Some liquid courage, please. I hear it's really popular.
Yeah.
Do you have something that I can make that would make me more nimble and quiet so the werewolf won't see me coming? Something with lots of dexterity. if I want to fight it, I'm going to need that surprise round advantage.
Mm.
Maybe something that can help me with diplomacy. Perhaps it's just a hungry lost lycan after all, and it only needs a pep talk and a hug. Maybe we could even be friends. But I would need something with a lot of charisma for that. I'll leave the choice up to you. Just make sure you don't pick a random recipe. Please keep it to one of the abilities I asked for. Remember, your choice can influence my fate, stares into camera.
Mm-hmm.
It could change the entire outcome of this quest. But of course, I'm sure you're already aware of that. Sorry for the backseat mixing.
Okay, so let's see.
While you're making this, the
Mhm.
thought that kind of crossed my mind. So I, in my life, have had many people come into my digital realm and kind of, people I know, but they are very prone to specifically talking about the problems that's going on with them in their lives. And I'm their friend, so,
Sure.
I'm pretty willing to kind of listen. And I've learned over time that there are kind of two kinds of people that like to talk about their problems in high detail.
Mm-hmm.
Is the kind of person who's telling you this because they are interested in the solutions that you can offer. And the people who are telling you this because they want you to say, oh my god, I'm so sorry for you. And
Mm.
both are valid, but I was raised to be the former. And I
Mhm.
have really pissed off some people by being the latter.
Mm.
But eventually, and the people who do that to me a lot, it's a lot, especially when they don't want advice with me. And it's like, I'm willing to hear you out. But if you keep telling me what's wrong and I am never allowed to give you advice on how you can make it stop being terrible, I don't know why you're telling me. You need to tell somebody who's more who's more capable of that particular kind of emotional triage.
Well, like the weirder thing for me is when they say that they want the advice. They try to be the person with the former, but
Mm,
then it turns out that they're just the latter. And it's like, okay, well,
mm,
then don't ask in the first place, and then I won't feel
mm-hmm.
now like I have some level of responsibility for what is going on.
Oh my
Uh,
god! As we are VTuber entertainers, the number of people say, "Oh my god, I really want to start VTubing, but like it's so I don't have the money to go and buy the really expensive model." And it's like, well, you
mm-hmm.
don't need that. There are
You
some
really
options.
don't.
PMD tubing is a thing. But it doesn't fit the concept I have. And I did this really kind of elaborate, like 20-page document about all of my ideas of how great of a VTuber I would be. And I'll get
Mm-hmm.
to it like eventually. Like eventually, when I have all of this long list of things, then I'll start streaming. And I'm like, I can't offer you advice you will listen to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's one of those like we run into the same thing with like new performers or really just any new artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's always about like it always those kinds of people always loop back around to they don't have the resources for it. It's like, okay, I understand
Mm.
that. To start making art, the only thing you need,
Mm-hmm.
and granted that's easy to say from where I'm at, but also how long did I stream with just my PNG tuber, and then it was like a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah, you were hustling.
Mm-hmm. Regular schedule. I didn't stream very often, but twice a month on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just that for some people the concept of making art is
Mm.
satisfying in and of itself. To put a more positive spin on it,
That's called V-tweeting, Sheila.
v-tweeting. Oh my goodness gracious.
But
I mean,
yeah,
hey, if people want to RP on their Twitter accounts, that's fine.
sure, fair enough. But as a result, I say all that to be like, this is this kind of person I can't stand
Mhm,
that
mhm.
energy. It's like I'm glad that you are thinking about how you could make things different for yourself, but the fact that you are trying to do all of this alone when you know there are barriers to you doing this alone,
Yes,
please party up with somebody. You're making your own life harder by refusing to work with others to get you through this.
yes, I
Also,
would
please
agree.
don't tell somebody who don't even know their first name all of this.
Yeah, that one's the weirder part for me. I should say it's the weirder part that I definitely agree with, because like you're basically going to somebody who is not necessarily a stranger, because we have
Mm,
established that she's here basically every day, but
mm,
is just an acquaintance. You are traveling in the same circles, but you are not connected. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. A bunch of people watched Baby Reindeer recently, and that energy blown to an extreme example.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment where she was like, "Do you like me?" I'm like, that's such a dangerous question to ask. That is
Mm-hmm.
yandere. That's a yandere ass question to ask somebody.
Yeah.
We are not in elementary school. You're not handing me a piece of paper that says, "Do you like me?" Yes, no. And even then, I wouldn't answer that. Goodness.
Yeah. I'm just, sorry, I just caught some of the other things that are up here in the chalk. And
Mm-hmm.
like 1 + 4 = 3, or is that 1 + 1 = 3? I don't know.
Oh yeah, very faintly with a little question mark, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
Hey,
let's.
you don't need maths to mix drinks. It's fine.
I feel like you should know some math at least.
No, no, no. The fact that
No?
this is a recipe that's a ratio of 3-1-1 is not a thing that matters.
Hmm.
You don't need to understand that. No thoughts, just vibes.
Well, this should do it.
Thank you. I feel much better. Braver. Barming. No, that sounds like I'm tending to a farm.
There are a lot of farmers in Tregarin.
And I'm going to protect them all. Or talk to them until they feel better. I'm sure they could use that too.
To be fair, I know a lot of neurotic therapists.
I just hope I don't have to fight anyone. No, I'll be okay. Because of your help, I'll be able to talk myself out of any situation.
Okay.
Thank you again. I think this drink gave me the courage I need to get started.
Well, there you are then. You've got this, Fable.
I'll try.
Have some faith in yourself.
Okay, I got this.
There you go. Much better.
Oh, I almost forgot. I was thinking about how much your words helped me yesterday. And how I'd have to thank you properly if I ever did turn King a quest, so
So.
I brought you some phoenix chilies from my garden. Oh.
Oh.
That you can't eat, yes. They seem like something you might enjoy.
I mean, I don't. Ooh, I wonder how many people who like farm wheat or corn are like allergic. You know?
Mmm. Oh. Hmm.
Hmm.
They possess natural magical properties. If you plant them in the right soil, they can grow to be fire resistant. I assume this is going to be a modifier to our standard
Almost
drinks
certainly.
mixing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And consumption can pass that on to mortals like us?
Exactly. I thought they might go well with your drinks.
Hmm. Although the irony of something really spicy making you fire resistant is rather high.
Hmm.
They will. Thank you, Fable. Oh, that's a very thoughtful gift. Since I'm waiting for another shipment of infusions in a few days, I'll take a look at them all together later.
Ah, okay. Of course. I'm glad you like them. Maybe I'll order a drink with some next time. No, you are allergic, girl. You said.
Well, no, she's allergic to nuts. She just
But
doesn't do
it's
well with
painful
spice.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Although there is nothing funnier than watching somebody who doesn't do well with spice accidentally getting something super spicy.
Hmm.
Or being like, oh, it can't be that bad, and then they just.
Their face just goes red and their mouth goes into a tiny little dot.
Exactly. Right.
But first I have to complete my quest. I'll see you post-victory. She takes the glass fully.
Mm-hmm. Well, Fable will be all right. I wonder what path their fate took. Maybe a zesty one. I hope I was able to help.
Ah, I'm back.
Where's that wind coming from?
You know, it's called melancholy. It follows me everywhere.
You again.
Me again.
And who are you, anyway?
Someone who wants a drink.
What kind?
Drink.
A bowl. Yes, yes, I get it. Could you try being more specific?
Spoken heart one tasted fine.
Thank you. All right, so question for you. I know that they estimated that this was about a 3-hour-long demo. Do we want to continue to try and push through to reach the
I
end
can
of
keep
it?
it rocking.
Okay.
This is when they say that, they definitely mean not reading it out aloud, so it's going to be longer than 3 hours anyway. But I'm happy to keep it rocking.
Okay, so let's keep a going then. We've got about 4 or so minutes before it's going to make me do a commercial break. So
let's go make the drink and serve it then, and we'll move on. We're making a lot of spoken hearts today.
Fairly specific place to click. It does amuse me that you can't overfill.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably for the best, but, you know. A spoken heart just for you. Maybe it will help you find more words.
Good attempt. Perfectly drinkable. Might make me come back for more. Might not.
Charming.
Oh man. An easier conversationalist than Fable though.
I mean, fair. Oh!
Ah. Oh, they had a bad time, huh?
Or a good time.
Do you want to take one and I'll take the other?
Sure.
Pick your character.
I think I will go with the vampire on the left.
Roger that.
Careful, you'll step on my cape.
Oh, shush.
Greetings, travelers. How may I help you?
Ugh, not another one of those empty babblers. I'm full. Of what? I'm full. Smile.
Non-specific meat products. What? Yeah, no, I gotta go with that one. It's too funny.
Seems they've given you some more dialogue options than most, but that don't convince me yet.
I'm sorry? I don't
I know
understand.
it's supposed to be like, oh, I'm a dwarf and Scottish. I'm not doing it. Can't
That's
do
fine.
the accent.
You can't even do like a really terrible like Mike Myers.
So, man, like I don't know why I'm like, I'll do the silly, unbelievable Russian one, but like, there is something about doing non-prestige accents when you're not that and can't do it convincingly. I'm like, that feels like punching down. I don't like doing those. I don't know. It's when Americans do shitty Cockney accents on purpose, and I'm like, I grew up with people who genuinely have that accent around me, and they are way more intelligent than the way that you are framing them. Actually.
Fair. Oh, we are about to start an ad in about 30 seconds, so we're gonna go ahead and go for a break, and we'll be right back, folks.
We'll see you on the other side.
Okay, we are back. And why is the game once again not showing up? And there we go. Okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is a pretty fun game, Blasty. I do think that they've got a couple of memory leaks here and there, which may be what's causing our dropped frames at this point. But we've got it mostly sorted out, so let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Of course not. Probably forgot to give you enough intellect. It would surprise me if there was actually a brain inside that skull.
Very
So what's the
self-aware.
law here? When they say forgot to give you, is that like God? Is everybody cognizant of the fact that they are essentially Dungeons and Dragons characters? Because that's what this is, right? It's pretty
It very much feels like that, yeah. Oh no! Oh, what if we're the NPC in someone else's D&D game?
Oh my god, and somebody in character just trauma dumped a whole bunch of stuff at me? The GM? No! Don't use the game to get through that, please. I beg you.
That table, but oh god, no. I'm sure there is. Have you checked? No, but I can assure you, I'm different from your average background character.
Sure.
I must agree. You look much more delicious than they usually do.
Oh boy.
Thank you. Though I should let you know I'm not on the menu. I'm just gonna. Where's? Oh, I don't think I've programmed the new website. All up.
You want to clip that shit?
Right.
Oh no. Oh gosh. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
You'll be able to get it. You'll be able to hit it in the highlight. Actually, hold on. Let me do it, and I will let that sort itself out in the background.
Fair enough. Just makes. Oh look, she's so sad. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, there we go. Pausing that. And then, no.
I believe that's over to you.
Yep. Sorry.
Nope, you're
Doing parallel processing. This is why the big streams have, like, somebody who's just in there just to hit clips for you. Don't worry too much about him. He's a tad, quirky.
I see. That thing on your shoulder, is it quirky too? What thing? My cape. Your cape? I wonder how Gloopy is doing. She was working on her ship last night. Anyway.
That's not his cape. That green fella on his shoulder is an ooze, or what's left of it.
It seems to be kind of all over. And the rest of it's on you?
Aye. Pretty tough to clean off.
May I ask how that happened?
You just did. Also, I mean, the idea, I don't know whether I would serve somebody who came in covered in slime. I'd be like, you have to clean that off before I can serve you. I'm sorry.
Like, this feels like the, training all of the bus people in, like, a prestidigitation spell. Just, like, that would come in super useful and be like, okay, I need you to stay at the door and we just... Okay, you're good.
All right, sir. Please make your way in. You just did.
Maybe I can offer you to a drink in exchange for the story and your names? Yes, I love stories. Well then, may I have your name? No, but I shall tell it to you. Okay, this is someone who's clearly encountered the Fae before.
Yeah.
I am Sir Alphonse Louis Frédéric Duquet Dusang.
Of course, blood had to come in there. It's long for Kyle. Kyle.
Well, Kyle, what kind of drink can I offer you? Blood! Or if you're out, I will also settle for something that tastes like blood. Or looks like it. Red is my favorite color. I'll look for something with red in it.
Oh, not a double delivery.
We'll probably end up getting...
Southern Brawler looked pretty red.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's got a lot of this in it.
Of attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's high in attack EVs. Have you ever played much Pokemon, Sheila?
I have played Pokemon very casually. I have never done any proper like EV training or anything like that. I am just the person who like, I like this one, I'm gonna keep it on my team. And then like has to grind a million years just to stay competitive.
I've only ever really got into it in the last year or so, but it's been... I've actually... My appreciation for the games has improved in learning the intricacies behind effective team building. It hits the same kind of itch as like deck building in other games.
Yeah, I can imagine that. It's just... My thing is like, I like that sort of math in a like theoretical terms. But the actual competitive scene always turns me away. Like, I love arena combat in things like Lancer or Proto Drive. Just to name a couple of systems.
Oh yeah.
You know, but when it comes to actually like competing like that, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I for the longest time had kind of concerns, or I felt some type of way about kind of specifically competitive environments, so I understand. You mean Proto Drive, you say?
Yeah.
Proto Drive that you can be found on itch.io?
Yes, indeed. That one. Funny, strange that. I hear that they just got a whole huge update with a whole bunch of new chassis and like new mechanics and things like that.
New content and available for free. And if you're familiar with the internationally famous game Lancer, you could play this game very easily and get into it.
Very true.
Wow.
It is fully powered by Lancer and uses the same mechanics. So if you know how to build a mech, you know how to build a car. So, anyway.
They are the same. And if you know how to build a car, you know how to build a mech. That is also the same.
I mean, Megas XLR taught us that.
Very good.
Okay. Enough of patting ourselves on the back.
Yeah. Let's give a man some alcohol.
Some almost blood for you, sir. Oh, well, thank you very kindly. This looks delicious. It also tastes delicious. Oh, look at that smile. What a winning smile. Very alive. Maybe as a chaser, you could let me have a bite of... No. Okay. And to whom may I offer this second drink?
Rare Frost Grit.
Ooh, I love the music for that. Nice to meet.
Yeah. Skip.
Wow.
Just serve me something strong, something that feels durable, tough, like the mountain of the caves of like a mountain or the caves of one of those frosted lagoons looks close enough.
Coming right up.
A new drink has entered the fray. The Frosted Lagoon protects you from any physical and spiritual harm and cools you down even on the hottest of summer days. It even offers additional UV protection. What more could you ask for? As an ingestible?
I mean...
Like, I remember somebody talking the other day, like seeing a TikTok of somebody being kind of like, oh my gosh, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons so wrong. Everybody's been, somebody I was talking to being like, oh, what do you mean you've been drinking all of your potions? We have always assumed that they're topical. Like you just pour them on yourself to get the effect.
It depends on the kind of potion, you know? I mean, kind of malady. I mean, I could see using holy water in a very bunch of different ways, you know what I mean? Like
apparently 5th ed specifically it does say you're supposed to drink it, but I do like the idea of somebody just smashing the bottle fully over their head in lieu of having to try and spend however long it takes to chug one.
Ooh, I have heard a couple of people use them as like, oh yeah, we're gonna use this as kind of what's the term? an advanced interrogation technique where you
Hmm.
just smash a bottle across somebody's face, but it's full of healing potions, so it instantly heals the damage.
Oh wow. Okay, so it
Hmm.
hurts, but they are still.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just like, that's creative. After all, it sure is.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It turns out when you have access to magic, doing horrible things to people is easier.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh. Like, uh, we've just done a whole thing about like advertising for stuff that I'm involved in, but like, yeah, some of the books are also talking about that sort of a thing because like
Oh.
when magic exists and a vast majority of the world is gaining more and more access to it via resources like mana cores that just allow even non-casters to become casters in some limited capacity. Sometimes you find a new way to use a spell that wasn't its intended method, and
Hmm.
ooh.
The ability to learn magic without going through like magic ethics 101 as part of school seems
Mm-hmm.
like a mandatory thing you need. Anyway.
Well, it's kind of one of those things where like it for a lot of people it's using them like batteries in like
Mm.
devices and things like that. So like it's put one in like a studded earring that you share with somebody else, and now you can get in contact with them.
Hmm. Hmm.
And just instantly thinking messages back and forth, that sort of thing. Um, it's one of those like whenever you create spells like these, a lot of people for design in tabletop stuff really only think through like the immediate effects of it, not the
Hmm.
creative way that it can be used. And that's one of the biggest things that I dislike about a lot of fantasy tabletops is because like,
Mm.
hey, you just created something that is incredibly powerful. Like we
Hmm.
could just go through the list of cantrips and find ways to drastically improve society or make it a whole lot worse
Hmm.
just with things that a skilled caster can cast for free all the time without rest or anything like that. Um,
Hmm.
like, again, prestidigitation. You can clean 1 cubic foot of material. That's incredible. Like,
Mm.
why? You have just made every custodial person's life so much better.
Hmm.
Just, oh my goodness. Like, you just, okay, yeah, just poof, 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 poof. My job is easy. I don't have to touch poop, or
Mm.
whatever else is on the walls or, in the bed sheets or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
goodness. Um, that
But no, some of these motherfuckers out here just want mind control where they could just make their lives not miserable.
right? Yeah, we could just make life easier, and yet, okay, we're gonna be combat focused. Okay, that's that's
Hmm.
that's the whole way
That's
you're gonna
telling.
you're gonna
That's
make use
telling.
magic.
If I
Okay.
met somebody and was like, "What spells do you know?" and they were like, "Fireball," and I'm like, "And
Mm-hmm.
nothing else."
And then, and burning hands. I mean, I could think of some fun ways to use that if you really wanted to like kind of tune its power down. But oh no, you just mean to hurt. Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. This
Okay.
conversation is over.
Mm-hmm,
I need to
mm-hmm.
get away from you. Bye.
So, anywho, drink's done. A taste of just for you. Value customer number 2.
Oh, are you hitting the placeholder text? Let me try. I see many things, but not a liar.
I
Tastes
like a
like a
golden
pile of
tooth.
rocks, just how I like it. Oh, this is very like it's an MMO,
Mm-hmm.
or there is a. I'm RPing.
So, Rhea, Kyle, what about the ooze-filled story?
Fine. I guess you've earned it. All right. Pitch me deep in the mountains of Dulvermer with my trusty axe and a good drink on my side. By my side. There was minding my own business, digging for the good stuff, you know.
I need, again, with the not having mix it up, I need the ba-bum ba-bum.
Gold vein earlier. Goldvania, yeah, of course. Gold vein
Mm-hmm.
earlier, and deemed myself the luckiest dwarf of all time. Had a real old, big old pile of gold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then, suddenly, this big ooze comes along and
Uh-oh.
gone it was. And, well, gold's pretty soft, so putting it in an acidic material means it's probably not going to stick around for too long.
Yeah, yeah. A very pretty slime, though.
Hmm.
This is a boring story. Perhaps we could go looking for my cape now?
It's nearly sunrise.
And?
The sun kills you?
Oh, right. Did the ooze also eat the cape? Yes.
No.
Oh. Oh.
Anyways, I wouldn't call myself the best warrior, but when that ooze slurped my gold, I had to do something. So it took my shovel and dug and hit and dug and hit until there was nothing left for the ooze anymore.
Except for the fact that there's clearly an ooze left.
I'm a regular shovel knight, me. Well, almost nothing.
So, did you dig out your gold? Oh, silly fool. She dug it out me.
And guess what he was clinging on to?
Oh, ma'am. The gold? Oh, yes. A big gold nugget. Should be enough to get me to Beruvia.
Uh-huh.
Legally distinct Beruvia.
Yeah, what is the Curse of Strahd? Where is that set?
Barovia.
Okay, I was wondering.
It's they literally just transposed the A and the O. And perhaps it gets me down to no cape.
I don't think so, Sunshine. We had a deal.
Ah, we did? Please allow me to ask a question. What was that deal again?
I swear to God, I'm going to grab you by the throat and drag you outside, and we're going to see the sunrise together. I get you to Barovia so you can participate in a fancy vampire banquet. In return, I get the gold.
But what about my cape? Where did you last see your cape?
Don't even bother, it's a lost cause. We looked everywhere on our way here. Fought cursed chests, many-eyed monstrosities, undead goons. Yes, boss. Rattle, rattle, rattle. And then I started to wonder, where in his life did this man put his cape?
Where everyone puts their cape.
Do you know where I put my capes?
Where?
In a wardrobe.
Oh. So you can wear it inside the wardrobe land?
Different piece of fiction. What? No.
Kyle, maybe we could find someone to retrieve your cape for you? We could? Phenomenal! I could put out a quest for you, but for that we'd need a little more information.
Good luck with that.
First, I'd need to know where you last saw your cape. I was getting ready for the annual vampire banquet hosted by Lord Strut of Boruvia. I would love to meet Lord Strudel of Boruvia.
No, that's Lord Strudel of the Borscht Kingdom, right? That's proper, like, full food-themed adventure, absolutely.
While getting dressed, I realized I couldn't find my cape.
Oh, no, it'd be of Bavaria, like Bavarian cream. There we go, we got there.
Lord Strut, exactly. The end boss, but
it's a very good banquet, Blast Flame.
Of course, I cannot find it. The Cape of Invisibility is playing tricks on me. It's quite moody sometimes.
God damn it.
Now, can you imagine if you accidentally left that on the floor? Like, just, how do you explain to the doctor that, oh yes, I broke my leg because I tripped over the Cape of Invisibility? Stop laughing!
Yeah.
Which is truly unfortunate when you want to wear it for an important event.
You know, to be seen.
We all know how important a fancy cape is for flaunting your vampire status. Of course.
Then what was the last vampire event you wore the cape to?
My wedding! Your wedding? When I married my sweet Evelyn, I simply had to wear my most treasured cape. To show how important she was to me. Evelyn. The vampiric Countess Evelyn, residing in Marrow Castle. Oh, that would be her, yes. Oh, he's a boy toy. Okay.
Trading in for a younger, only 1,000-year-old model.
Congratulations. Are you still married? Oh, no. Of course not. I hate her. Every inch of her body. Turns out she just wanted.
Spit it out, leech.
Oh,
What?
my cape.
Oh, rats. Here we go again.
My sweet Evelyn stole my cape.
What now? Wait, hold on. Are you saying...
Little mean, vicious, beautiful beast. The thieves robbed me of my most precious possession. Oh, wouldn't that be your heart? No, I had that taken out centuries ago. But my cape! I could never live without that. Oh, sweet, sweet Evelyn. How could you do this to me? I trusted her with all I had.
That's rough, buddy. Expression not changing.
Perhaps innkeeper. That's your name, right? Sure. Do you think there's a courageous adventurer out there brave enough to retrieve my precious cape for me? I'm afraid that my sweetest Evelyn will kill me if on sight if I ever set foot in her villa again. Yes, I think we can find such an adventurer. We're setting up that search right now, in fact. So, where could a brave adventurer find Marrow Castle? Deep past the abyss of dread, at the foot of a mountain range that looks like a witch's bosom. What? Towers the mansion of my dear Evelyn.
To see the sunrise peek over those mountains.
It's like every time somebody brings up the fact that like, oh, I wish, like music was like it used to be, so much cleaner. I'm like, okay, you do know what all of like the Tavern songs about like rolling hills and valleys flooded with sweet waters are about, right? Like you do know, right? A queen of darkness, temptress of men, flamenco champion of 1467. The right hero should be able to outsmart her and escape with their life. But be wary, she bites.
And she may be invisible now. If Rhea met Fable, oh my god. Fable would not survive.
No, I don't think that she
would. It would be good for her, though, to go on an adventure with somebody more pragmatic.
All right, I think I've got everything I need. I'll write up a quest for you. I'm sure you'll have your cape back in no time. I hope so. Oh, that reminds me.
Not another cursed monologue. Innkeep, quickly, another drink. I don't think I can make enough. I don't think I can make it through another tale of woe without some artificial stamina.
I mean...
I need another lagoon, please.
I'll see what I can do. See, I was going to make a joke about the fact that there's a little blue pill for that, but the lagoon is a fairly blue drink, isn't it?
It can keep you adventuring for hours. If your dungeon dive lasts more than 6 hours, please do speak to a doctor, though.
Please take a long rest. Some liquid stamina for a valued customer.
Let me try. You got it right again. This might even last till dayfall with this.
Well, would you like another drink as well? No, I cannot drink now that I am consumed with thoughts of my love's betrayal. Oh, it ails me so.
Everything ails you. The whole way here you were complaining about having to walk.
My bat form doesn't work like it used to. I'm out of practice and the slime weighs heavily on my shoulders. And my back is all itchy.
Why, the dragons? Could it be because you insisted on sunbathing?
vampire's a
Hmm.
himbo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, alright, innkeeper. Do you have a drink to protect me from the sun? Perchance something that would also moisturize my delicate skin. Please do not drink anything that can also be used as a moisturizer.
Just yeah. None of these are these are ingestible only.
Yeah.
I get, would sunlight count as heat damage or radiant damage? I
I
guess.
feel like it's more radiant damage than heat damage,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I could see a certain argument, but I'm afraid not. Oh. Well, that reminds me. My Aunt Matilda used, yeah, no, that would be Matilda, used to
Hmm.
harness the power of a chimera's saliva for sun protection.
And you want that
A
in a drink?
chimera? I
A
mean,
thing, a base made out of several animals.
if you find the right kind of chimera, you can get chimera spit in a different way, but, you know.
I was like, yeah, no, the snakehead spit would be worse, actually, to be honest with you. But I think that's no, manticores have scorpion tails. There is a specific kind of in the subclass of chimeric monsters. There is one with snake for a tail. Cockatrices do.
Yes, cockatrices and basilisks,
Mm-hmm.
depending on which you got.
Got 3 heads in all, made by the dragons to god Gaia, likes to eat people for breakfast. Oh yes, we've heard about her.
I am aware, but I just didn't know its saliva could be so useful.
Oh, well,
If only I hadn't eaten that delectable bear chimera in the Scarlet Caves. I could have asked it for a sample of its saliva.
I'm sure that would have gone over well.
Actually, I might know where to find one. Really? Will you get it for me then? No. Oh.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Miss Frostgrip, dearest Rhea. Perhaps we can alter our deal?
Oh, no. Forget it. I ain't going. With nothing but shovel and the ooze goop, I'd be no match for such a beast.
No problem. I can make it another quest for my trusted board. But when will it be done? Tell me, when can I walk among mortals in the glistening sunlight once more? As soon as a fearless adventurer picks it up, and succeeds, especially that latter part.
Mm-hmm.
Splendid! Did you hear that? A quest just for me!
Let's leave it to stay in, Kate. While I wait for someone else to do his work for him, do you perhaps have a room or two? Oh, we're an inn. Possibly a room without sunlight. Well, it is a full building, that's fair. Wouldn't want Snow White to go up in flames over here.
Sure thing. I've got a couple of barred up rooms. You can stay out there.
How much?
Money. You can pay when you leave. Sidestep that well, huh?
Mm-hmm. Grand. Oh, you're paying me $1,000, are you? Thank you. Seems like they gave you more personality than usual. Keep it up and you'll become a real girl one day.
Thank you. Enjoy your stay. You too, tasty creature.
Nope, still no. Double quests. Oh, and we have some of the notes from before, in case that happens to be.
Be a connection between them at some point.
So, one about the cape, with the cool S on it, sure.
Okay. According to the Amaranthine Hydra, Chimera's hatred for mice is a universal truth. Or maybe it just...
A quirky vampire is...
Like, I think the fact, like,
oh,
they're giving us a
requires
visual
3
cue.
pieces.
Yeah. So, a quirky vampire is looking for his cape. He seems a bit confused, wanted to go for a stroll in the sun. Yep. Vampire last saw his cape on his wedding day before he was wed to Countess Eveline. At the foot of Witch's Wrath Peak resides Countess Eveline. Vampire tempers of men, be wary of invisible threats. On a mild summer morning, a senile vampire came to look for his cape of invisibility at the Wayfarer's Inn. After steady questioning, the innkeeper uncovered that he lost his cape at his wedding, where his ex-wife, Countess Evelyn, stole it from him. She resides at the foot of the Witch's Wrath Peak. Venture to the peak and dare to retrieve the long-lost cape, but be aware she might be invisible. And then...
That stands the chance of the grueling sun is chimera saliva. Oh, right. I think one of the... Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the hint about what it hates. Makes sense?
Until sunrise, deep in the Quag Mangrove resides a wyvern chimera. Its scales and claws are a valuable treasure to any alchemist, its saliva even more so. As it happens, a certain vampire may be able to use the rare saliva to produce a sunscreen so effective that even he could go out and walk in bright daylight. Broad daylight, even. Is there even any adventurer or mouse brave enough to confront the Hydra, the Chimera, not the vampire, or the Beast, the Chimera, not the vampire, and bring back a bucket of saliva? End of day.
Yeah, Mousekin Adventurer is definitely feasible.
Now, that being said, I do think we'll go ahead and probably end here because I know it's starting to get later for you. And I'm past my time when I would normally wrap up my streams, so I'm sure that there are people waiting at the office door. So let's head back over to Just Chatting for a couple minutes and kind of wrap things up, shall we? Ooh, the video does not like that. I am not here currently. Hang on, let's... Up. Whoa.
Loading in from the ether. It's fine.
Yep. No. I didn't mean to grab both of us. I just wanted to grab... There we go. I'm huge.
Big.
The one time in my life I will be giant.
Come on. The spell of Enlarged Goblin is around, I'm sure.
It's a very specific spell, really. There we go.
That's how innovations in spell tech work, right? Like, there's the ones that everybody knows because that's what's used in the field, but people have to be able to work on their own dedicated niche variants, right?
Okay, that's good enough. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this was definitely a very interesting game. On the tech side, still got some leaks and stuff going on memory-wise, but I'm sure that they will have that figured out for its actual release. Character-wise, what did you think overall, Caster?
Character design-wise, I'm like, yeah. There is a very, I can see the visual approach from the likes of like Hades with the small spot black in how the kind of like the character design stuff is done. But I think it plays maybe a little straight-laced or a little safe with what the characters are or about, but the character designs are very nice.
Fair enough. I wonder if, there have been any updates to sort of how that introductory area goes. Just in the time since, since they originally created the demo, or if that was just straight up our opening chapter.
Yeah, interesting. I remember Valhalla had like a demo chapter that's technically the prequel to the video game that's formally released. Although you can actually play the prequel within it itself. And that was like a way of like doing the tutorial. And I guess, all games like this are going to be compared to Valhalla a little bit just by nature of how the game works. True.
True.
And it's its own game, definitely. I think I quite like the balance in Valhalla of the snarky bartender and the high personality like people who visit, but the
Sure.
conversations are relatively fast. You don't spend too much time speaking to one person.
True, true.
But they come back multiple times across days, and that's how you kind of build up the relationship with everybody.
Right, and
Um,
we end up with less of a lore dump that way. I think I would
mm,
agree with that. Um,
is I think getting to the root of Fable's anxieties over multiple conversations, I think would actually be quite effective, and I think it would justify where she's so like yes, it says in the narrative that she visits here a lot, but clearly if she hadn't told you all of that until today, she's
mhm.
not spoken to you that much. So
Right, and she was a very nervous kind of character, so like I could see that being a real thing, but maybe sending
hmm,
her out on a quest day one isn't
yeah.
like would have been like maybe she encounters the other people who are coming in new with you, and like we work her up kind of to being uh, a an adventure of her own by like day seven sort of a thing. You know, uh,
Because I can definitely see an arc of just, oh, especially because she's so shy and what have you, being
mm-hmm.
kind of like, I find it really difficult in opening up to people. It would be easier to go on adventures if I could adventure with anybody else, but I find that scary.
Right,
Uh,
right.
and then I'm like, well, I'm not scary, and I don't tell people my name, but we can
Mm-hmm.
work together in terms of getting up there, and I will be the only person who you get to know, and that would be a cool moment, right?
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
And maybe there's going to be more of that in the actual game as well, because like
Hmm.
the other characters, like especially the dynamic between Kyle and Rhea, was
Yes.
fun as heck. Um,
Yes. Much
and
snappier.
oh yeah, oh absolutely. I did like the idea that we kind of stumbled upon that like maybe we are the NPC in somebody else's D&D game. I
Mm.
think that kind of a framing would work fairly well for this.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
but I digress. We can't know until the game actually comes out. Uh,
Yeah. And I'm interested to see where it go.
mhm.
I want to see how complicated it gets, both
Yeah.
dramatically and mechanically.
And I suppose we won't really have to wait too terribly much longer because it actually comes out, I believe, this coming Thursday on June 20th. Um,
Wow.
yeah. So if you enjoyed our playthrough of Tavern Talk, much, ignoring our technical issues, those were on us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, out on June 20th, so in about 4-ish days from this broadcast. Um, yeah, thank you again to Gentle Troll Games for giving me an extended demo because I know that the actual demo is a much shorter version of this that is
For
currently
real.
publicly
Oh, that's
available.
super nice of them.
Yeah. They were giving out codes to people who were willing to stream it. So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, if it's something you're interested in, go check it out on Steam. Again, that's
Mm-hmm.
Tavern Talk by Gentle Troll Entertainment. Now, Caster, real quick, do you have any projects coming up that you would like to share with the audience?
For sure. And it would be reasonably timely. I've been on a bit of a stream hiatus at the moment, but I
Mm-hmm.
am returning at least briefly to streaming on the
Ooh.
last weekend of June, that is the 29th and the 30th, for
Mm.
two things. One, I am fundraising. We're doing a charity streams for the LGBT Foundation, who are
Always good.
a queer advocacy and education charity that are based in Manchester, where I currently also reside. Wanted to celebrate something queer and local. And we are raising money via bidding on miniatures to be painted. I have a lineup of 4 very fabulous miniatures that people can vote to be painted by donating. And whoever is in the lead is who I will be painting on air, meaning that if the lead changes while I am painting, I have to switch to that mini. Bid wars will be very interesting.
I remember you doing something like this before, and it was a very
Yes, I
fun
did it
stream.
for only an hour last year because it was part
Mm-hmm.
of a larger event, so I had to pass on to somebody else.
Ah, okay.
That's actually had the VTuber Pride Parade. That's happening next week, which I am currently at a convention for, so I will not be
Well,
around for it. So
that's
I
how
was
things
like,
go.
I can just extend it into its own thing. So that will be going on at 1 p.m. EDT. Sorry, there. It's happening 1 p.m. in the UK. That's BST. That is 8 a.m. Eastern on both Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, after that stream wraps up, there will be a second stream of Chant of the Void Sea Session 5, which Sheila will also be on as the wonderful
Yes.
Adelaide Deepwell.
Thank you, thank you. I'm very much looking forward to where that story goes because we are deep into some very, very, very interesting machinations behind the scenes.
We get the start of a new narrative arc, kinda, so it's an
Yeah,
excellent point to jump on if you've not actually listened to the previous.
yeah. So, as for me, I will be back here this coming Wednesday, June 19th, for our regularly scheduled Final Fantasy XIV MSQ stream. And on another channel this upcoming Saturday, though that collab hasn't yet to be announced, but keep an eye out on a certain Toxan's Twitter and or other announcement channels to see if that goes live. For more information about our future streams, keep an eye on our Twitter and our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I have been your hostess, Sheela Ornthalis, and
I have been your androgynous I should know my intro.
We're
I have
professionals.
been your androgynous AI game show host in the future, the Neoncaster. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Always lovely when we can get you to come around because, oh my goodness, we have so much fun with these sorts of things. But if you want to prop your feet up a little while longer, weary travelers, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. Looking at it, it looks like Captain Hurricane is currently online, so let's go bother that hedgehog.
Yeah, they're doing some Next Fest stuff.
I should probably come up with an actual raid message now that we have emotes and things. But
Oh my gosh. You're so professional. I'm just kind of like, I'm leaving. Goodbye, and
I
do the
know,
raid.
right? But in any case, say hello to Captain Hurricane for me, and maybe spam one of those new wonderful emotes in chat if you can.
Hell
Anywho,
yeah.
we will see you soon. Ta-ta! Bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
Everybody!